Hello, hello, hello. I am your host, Robert James Fremantle, with somewhat of a cold affecting my throat, so I don't know how long I can keep doing this, and the sun is trying to beam me out of the room here. It's like I watch you! Please stop. Anyway, let's push on with the accounts of what happened next at this session. So this follows on from the thing that we actually ran live over Google Hangouts, and that was with Pete's character, the shape-shifting Dalish elf Dre, and Costello, played by Laurie, the Serpent Man thing. Right, and those two went into the House of Traps and the Get Garviel thing. If you still need to see House of Traps, parts 1 and 2, then do go check it out. It's part of the Dragon Age playlist, of course, and my Gaming 2 playlist. Playlists are only a certain size, and it gets to a certain size. Gaming got full, like 100 videos or whatever it is, so I had to make Gaming 2. Was it 200 videos? I don't know. 200, I think. This is over 100 in Dragon Age. Yeah, surely. Yeah. Right, anyway, maybe. Anyway, pressing on. This carries on from that. They've finished, but due to events that occurred during the House of Traps, and of course I don't mind going into spoilers now because I assume you've watched it, and if you haven't, then you'd go back and watch it. They went in, they recovered the guy, got him out, and they are pretty badly injured as a result of the multiple traps going off in the place. So they've got lacerations and fractures and all these horrible things that need to heal. No amount of magical healing is going to help with this one, really, to get them straight back on their feet. I mean, that would be silly anyway. And where Dre's got pretty badly injured, his immune system's gone right downhill, and he's got all sorts of lurgy things going on right now, so he has to stay behind and not go out on this next mission. That's not even like GM controlled, that's just sort of happenstance. Just take my word for it. And then as for Costello, well, you know, he was injured, so Laurie decided, right, I'm going to have to move back to an older character momentarily. Did anyone say Amelia? Yes, Martin called it, but not for the reason that he thinks he called it. Because he saw a big cathedral thing and thought, oh, the teaser thing means maybe Amelia's back. But no, it actually referred to the Dragon Age Diablo conversion that I decided I'm going to run. So anyway, Lady Baranti calls them together, but not Amelia because she's not there yet, and explains there is something wrong with the Fade. I'm going to do the church a favour, send my own team to investigate before they even can. It's basically a favour they don't want me to do. But they do want me to do it, but they don't. But they do, but they don't know they want me to do it, kind of thing. She basically wants to sort it out before the church can, and then create a huge inroad with the church. And as the players pointed out, well, she's already got them, hasn't she? And I said, yes, she has certain individuals on the quiet, but this would create a public one. Okay, so a public acceptance of her Banon. She really is trying to just expand abroad as well, and she thinks if she gets the overseas allies, then it will help cement her position here. Because if she gets her position here tied up to a lot of other investments that come in and that Ferelden become reliant on, then they will need her. They won't vote her out because, you know, she goes. All of those other contracts and ties that she has particularly managed and handled will go with her. So that wouldn't be great for Ferelden. She's a very clever political manipulator. She knows exactly what she's doing. Right. So they're told something is wrong with the Fade. It's not a tear. It's not even a welt this time. it's her agents have gone out there. They haven't been returning. This is the other side of the Frostback Mountains, somewhere out into the Dales kind of thing. And hey, we last went there for the Shadow Bloom, but this is the more sort of like northern end, kind of closer up to the Imperial Highway bit that runs along and then goes into Orlais eventually. So they were told, look, that you're going to be set off on a coach. One of my coaches is going to deliver you some way across the mountains until it can't go any further, and then you'll meet another coach at the other side of the mountains to take you the rest of the way. So that was understandable, that was fine. Got out the map, showed the players where everything was, where they need to go, so they've got a feeling of geographic placement of the world. It's been a long time since they've played the computer games and had access to the maps that way, so them including the maps here with the set is a good idea. And they're told, yeah, basically something has opened up the Fade, but not in the usual way. This isn't even the sort of things that you know, the Chantry can turn up and say, oh, we're going to slaughter everyone and there's mages involved in this, because from what they can tell, there are no magi in the vicinity whatsoever, and there are no I mean, people who are sensitive to magic, at least left behind in their journals that have been recovered, even though the people weren't recovered, saying, look, we're sensing nothing. There is no spell doing this. You know, there's nothing going on. We don't know why it's open. The only thing we can imagine is that it's opened from the other side somehow. Oh, bugger. So what's really going on? Well, there's a demon on the other side, an unknown demon, who is essentially practicing a craft, a type of necromancy, and creating undead, but they're actually demons, and they're the sort of undead skeleton zombies, this sort of thing, that when you slay them, they disappear. They will actually fade away. They'll dissipate like a demon will, and that's very strange straight away, isn't it? And what he's done is he's cast some sort of perilous magical spell on the other side of the Fade, using a hunger demon essentially to eat a section out of reality, to create a gateway, a permanent gateway, a living gateway, if you like, where he can pour forces out. So it's not quite a tear. Very strange. And there's another thing, and this is where we go to Tristram? No, not quite Tristram, but another place that sounds a bit like Tristram. Ramstead, maybe an anagram of a place you might have heard before. Yes, you see what we're doing there, can you? Yes. Oh dear.